Hi, my name's Will. I'm an amateur sociology geek. I have a slight obsession with social structures, how groups take on those structures, how they assist those groups, how they hold them back. And for the last couple of years, my field of study has been us. I think there's something fundamentally different and interesting about burner culture. I think there's something interesting and really new and cool about the way burner groups organize and come together. So I was able to convince a couple of my friends to become amateur sociology geeks too, and we set out to find out what it is. And we came and talked essentially to you guys. We talked to as many burner organizers as we could about the ways their groups operated and communicated within their group, and the ways these groups came together with each other and collaborated. And we heard some interesting common themes. We heard from practically everybody that a lot of people had been solving the same problems with the same solutions, that people wished for more sharing of resources and answers. A lot of people had used a lot of task planning and resource management tools. There were a ton of these out there. A lot of people told us that they had been using them. Nobody, not a single person reported using them for a successful outcome. The highest common denominator seems to be Google Docs and email. Everybody uses email. Every single group we spoke to not only has a mailing list or a listserv, but uses that for their main form of whole group communication. And this is interesting because emails are so old. Why are people using such an old form? But I think this was the most interesting thing we found. Did you know, because I didn't, that all burner camps are organized the same way, like this? The red circle up top is a board or a council. The name changes. Each person on this board has a specific responsibility, power, lighting, placement, and so on. And under that person, there are a group of people who assist them, who work with them on that particular task and help them do that, self-selected group. And this is very interesting because, as far as we know, nobody's ever told burner camps to organize like this, which means that this is an emergent form. This structure emerges naturally from the environment around these groups. And let me tell you, nothing makes a sociology geek happier like an emergent form. So we set out, we asked a bunch more questions, we thought about this, and what are the features of the environment? Why do burner groups all coalesce and make this form? And we think there were 4 features. The first feature is that burner camps rely on volunteers, almost exclusively rely on volunteers. And this means you can't have a traditional hierarchical group structure because you ask a volunteer, you order them to do something they don't want to do, and they have a habit of just quitting. So if you can't tell them what to do, how do you get your group to organize, to work in concert? And the answer is you have a goal, you state a shared goal. All burner groups have a stated goal, even if it's just to make the camp happen at this time, at this place. And of course, most groups have got much more interesting and elaborate goals than this. And this is great, but you still need to, it's great to state a goal, you still need to execute it. So you need your people to be self-motivated. And of course, nobody is more radically self-motivated than burners. So these passionate and engaged membership allows this group to act in concert with a high degree of collaboration without being centralized. But of course, you can't make all decisions by consensus. There has to be some kind of executive decision-making, so you need some leaders to some degree. How are these leaders chosen? Well, it turns out in burner groups, these leaders pretty much choose themselves. You said it, you own it, is the name of the game. If you have a plan for getting Wi-Fi in camp, congratulations, you are camp chief Wi-Fi officer. Like, go wild. And this is a very quick and rough and ready method, but it's easy and it works, and it puts leaders under social pressure to perform. So we think these are the 4 features that bind this some sort of form together, that bring it into being. And we look at this and take away the context of Burning Man, and we notice there are lots of other groups that do really interesting things, lots of groups you've heard about tonight. So we needed a word to bring this form together and to name it. And the best word we found was Do-ocracy. As far as we know, this was invented by a hackerspace called Noisebridge, not too far from here. And we think this describes this form really well. We think these groups, Do-ocracies, are new and different, and they have different challenges. So based on this research, we're building a tool we think can help with these challenges. We start with the email list that we all love to hate, and then we're adding a mobile app on top of that can take part in the same conversation. We're doing this with as many different burner groups as we can. If your group has had the challenges that I was talking about earlier, please find me, come and talk to us. We'd love to know about your experiences and see how we can help. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. That was Ignite. Hope to see you again next year and on the playa. Thank you very much.